Hey everyone, I'm back again with the third chapter reading of Crosshair. So, let's get into it. Chapter 3. You told him already when he hasn't agreed yet. Are you mad? Winston shouted as Mac lay back in his casual manner. That gets special. I can feel it, he said. Check that. You're high, Winston concluded before turning to the other band members. You guys with me here, right? Winston, has Mac ever been wrong before? We trust his decision, Valentina said, while putting both her hands on Mac's shoulders. You say it yourself, he's your number one guy, Denzel added. Well, suppose you're wrong and he rejects. We'll have to wipe his brain, and he'll be a husk of his former self. Do you want that metaphorical blood in our hands? Winston asked. The kid will accept, Mac says. If he doesn't, I owe you a beer. Well, we'll see about that. Also, I'll be taking the money out of your paycheck to pay for the cost of the wiping machine, Winston said. At that moment, Casey walked to the door with a single statement. I'll do it. Checkmate, Max said while giving Winston a finger gun. You made a bet of whether I'd reject or not, did you? Casey asked. Nothing major, just a nice cold beverage later, Max said while getting up and shaking Casey's hand. Welcome to Crosshair. We've been expecting you. Right, so a lot of work to do. Going over the songs, combat training, getting the word out to the public, yada yada yada. You all get the idea, Winston went on. Denzel stood up. We also might want to get him settled in. See, kid, the label requires that its members stay in the specialized suites in this building. Right, someone get on that, because I'm far too busy myself, Winston said as he left to his office. So I have to move here? What about my stuff? Casey asked. Relax, kid. Winston's got it covered, Valentina reassured while standing up. Come on, let's see your new digs. With that, the band members led Casey back to Winston's office, down the hall and back to the elevator. Watch, Max said as they got in. He reached for the keypad and tapped a few buttons as if he was entering a secret code. Remember that. Each band has a code to get to their respective suites. Don't forget it. Casey nodded, understanding. He had a pretty good memory, and the code was easy enough to remember. He just thought those buttons led to the other floors when you pressed them, never thinking they could be a secret code. Clever disguise, that's for sure. Down the elevator they went, eventually stopping at a floor that was halfway between Winston's top floor office and the halfway point of the building. Home sweet home, Valentina said as they walked through the spacious hallway that was lined with gold and platinum records. The hall ended in a circular room with doors leading to the band members' rooms. Mac pointed out one of the rooms. That was Jake's. Now it's yours, he said while handing Casey a key card. Don't lose it. Casey pressed the card against the panel on the side of the door, causing a beeping noise to sound, followed by the sound of a lock opening. Casey opened the door and stepped inside, taking his first look at his new living space. It had the layout of your standard luxury hotel room, king-size bed, fully stocked kitchen, 4K TV, and the fanciest bathroom Casey had ever laid eyes on. There was even a window, a one-way window that was hidden from the outside, right beside the bed. Sweet digs, isn't it? Denzel asked. This is crazy, Casey said, still in awe about the room. Like I said, an assassin's life is dangerous, but rewarding, Max stated. Now, wait here, I need to get you something. Casey was left to take in his new space as the other band members left to their own rooms. They assumed that Mac would want some space with their new member. He placed Bloody Blizzard on the bed before sitting down, coming to the realization that he was occupying the same space that Jake once lived in. He'd be sleeping in his bed, eating in his kitchen, and going to the bathroom on... No, that just got weird. There was a knock on the door for a few minutes later, signaling Mac's return. Casey opened the door for him and saw that he now carried a bunch of discs that were held in a carrying case. Behold the last remnants of Jake Winters, he said as he walked in and went to the player below the TV. Those are Jake's? Casey asked. Yep. See, we all have these contingency plans in case we bite the bullet, Passing down the skills we picked up in our time. Junk like that, Mac explained. You watch these and take in as much of the knowledge as you can. Casey nodded as Mac inserted the first disc into the player, then sat down next to him in the bed. The video opened with a shot of Jake sitting up the camera and backing away. Greetings to the future generations of assassins. This is Jake Winters, but you already knew that, I bet. Mac leaned over to Casey and whispered, You have no idea how valuable these things are. It was true. They were both videos of Jake as he was still alive and evidence of his secret life as an assassin. Valuable for an assassin, too, who knew what sort of killing knowledge lay in these discs, and Casey was going to have to learn all of it. If you're watching this right now, you have heard from my fellow band members that I have died. No matter how it happened, hopefully the guys will spare you the bloody details, Jake continued. Wasn't that bad, but still pretty brutal, Mac whispered. First, I would like to emphasize how much danger you'll be putting yourself in. For 20-odd years, I've trained myself to become a talented musician and professional killer. These skills don't come easy, and I take it you're about to find out the hard way. The deceased guitarist then pulled out Bloody Blizzard. Upon my last request, you have been handed my prized guitar, which of course contains my weapon of choice. Jake then pulled out the hidden katana from the guitar's base. Made this puppy myself. Yes, I'm also a trained blacksmith. In the videos that I left behind, I'll be showing you all the techniques I've been taught, and a few that I invented myself. I do expect you to hear every last one of them. Trust me, in this business, you're going to need all the help you can get. Casey was definitely going to keep good in that promise, not wanting to let the spirit of his deceased idol down. He kept watching as Jake continued. One other thing you should keep in mind, I obviously don't know you all that well, so I don't know if you have the killer's instinct or not. If you do, good. If you don't, get it. I can't stress this enough. I've seen many other guys out there get killed because they hesitate. Heck, that even happened to me when I was first starting out. Almost got my fingers chopped off because of it. Luckily, Mac was there to have my back, he explained as Mac gave the image on the screen a surfer signal with his hand. The minute you start hesitating, your life is already over. The killer's instinct was something Casey didn't have. Up to this point, he was just a kid with big dreams who just so happened to accept an assassin job. Now he was going to have to unlearn that part of his moral code, if he was going to survive. Oh well, at least he was only going to be killing bad people. He watched as Jake put the katana back in his guitar. However, you shouldn't forget the most important thing here. The music we make to have people stand up and cheer us on. Yes, it might be a front, but that's not the point. Some of the other bands here at this label truly do love the music they make. For those people, it's the killing that's a side activity. So if you really are the type who wants to be in it for the music, by all means pursue that. Jake finished the statement before the video ended. That Jake, always wise beyond his years, Max said as he got up. You and he were best friends, Casey stated. More than you would ever hope to know. I'd say he's what the Japanese refer to as my kyodai, my sworn brother. I promise I'll honor his memory the best way I can, by studying his teachings and following them exactly. That would be a disgrace to his memory. Do your own thing, kid, Max said before leaving the room. Casey couldn't get a strange feeling out of his mind. Like, Mac didn't see him as a complete worthy successor to his friend. He could chalk that up to the pain the singer was feeling at losing his friend, but would he really let that get in the way of supporting a new member of the band? Nevertheless, he would try to take the advice he was given, even if he was trying to learn from someone else at the moment. Well enough contemplating, Casey had a whole ton of DVDs to sit through. And there ends Chapter 3. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you look forward to the day when I will release the full novel in due time. Thank you, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.